Hand clap to the massive brothers and sisters. We're finally back. We finally made it to another reaction on this. Yeah, Mystelics Reacts channel. Big up all yourself for tuning into another vibrations. Big up, brothers and sisters. We're definitely back again for more vibrations right here, brothers and sisters. This is actually a part of the thing. When I connect the thing, if I move this way, it's gonna. Let me see if it will. It'll work on this thing right there. Whoop whoop whoop. We ain't moving yet. We ain't, okay. Yeah. You see, it's just moving. This is crazy. Anyway, let me take this out. Yes, guys, technology in the placement, technology in the place. I still have to figure it out. But hey, welcome once again to every single one of you guys. Of course, the newcomers on there, big up all yourself for tuning into this here vibes. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button, brothers and sisters. Click it, man. Click it, brothers and sisters. Click the like button right there. Help to push these videos for them out there, brothers and sisters. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notifications so you can become a part of the Mystelics family, as well as being notified when I upload my videos right here, brothers and sisters. Of course, you get a message pop up, bow, on your screen right there. Of course, those who are part of the app, you know what I'm talking about right there. It's definitely going to show up for those who are part of the app right here. Anyways, brothers and sisters, without further ado, let us get the vibrations for the day. Of course, we have a sentiment, really interesting stuff. It is actually taking place in Dominica. Yesterday, I think I did a video of an individual coming in defense of the one who's known as the murder accused, Langsal, his name is. And of course, people are actually coming in defense of him right there. Apparently, this individual knows about the story, what took place. So let's take a listen while I give my reactions on it.
Yeah, I don't go into much details. But two people have an altercation. One have a knife, one have one unarmed. Okay?
Okay, right off the bat, based off how the laws is written, brothers and sisters, it seems like if somebody, well, I don't know, that's something, well, let me not say based off how the laws is written. This is what a police actually told me. He told me if somebody has a knife and you have a knife and something happened, it's a fair fight. But if somebody have a knife and you have your hand, then if you had a knife doing the person, you should be able to fight with your hand. And I found that to be, not making any sense at all. What if you cannot fight, brothers and sisters? On the merit of how you having a knife in your hand, you are able to properly defend yourself. You maybe wound that person somewhere, somehow, so he can leave you alone. You're telling me, no, don't have it. Have your both hands and the person have their hands and get blows from that person. That didn't make any sense at all. So the individuals out there who know about the police stuff and what is indicated in the law, the lawyers and what have you, please let me know your thoughts in that regard. Because I know if somebody is bigger than me and tougher than me and looking stronger than me, they will get blows from me, no doubt about it. But if they're bigger and stronger than me, brothers and sisters, I'm not going to say it's hand-to-hand combat. It's not Mortal Kombat, It's not hand-to-hand combat. We're not in Montai, That's the whole sort of story right there. But you're not telling me that that person has something and you say that person has something. And as a result of that person instigating the fight with me, I then have to be like, okay, well, you have this, that, lucky. Because there was also the situation that I spoke about some time back, when they're talking about an individual having a stab in his hand and the other person not having. And it seems like, I can't really remember exactly what happened if I recall it properly, but it seems like based on what took place, the person with the stab who injured the other person thing. But I'm saying that person instigating the fight, instigating the squabble, the quarrelness. And somehow I might not know how to fight. You're telling me I have to hand-to-hand combat. That's what you wish. Let's continue.
So we have an allegation. So what I supposed to do? I supposed to let the man with the knife stab me and kill me. Okay, I defend myself. Me and the man wrestle and I blaze him and I leave him pity him on the ground. Okay? The man go to hospital. The man died 8 days after. 8 days after. Okay?
As is mentioned in that, brothers and sisters, you know what came to mind? I saw pieces of these videos and you know what came to mind, brothers and sisters? The situation involving Pat Henry in the hospital. A number of persons tend to make me and say, Mystelics, why don't you advocate for people to stop riding bikes or for laws to come into place and so forth and so forth? Now, I understand certain people. Now, keep in mind, the situation involving Pat was not his fault. It was the vehicle's fault. And I think somebody has indicated something like that. And we'll talk about that a bit later on. It was the vehicle's fault. He ended up in the hospital and he survived the accident. But for some reason or the other, survived 5 days, brothers and sisters. And apparently the hospital did not have the proper equipments needed to keep this man alive or to bring him back to how he was. And as a result of that, they had to try to send him out. And in the pursuit of trying to send him out, that's where things happened. So who do you blame for this situation, brothers and sisters? Not your fault that you ended up in the hospital. Somebody else's fault who was also claiming that, oh, I have insurance, blah, 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 blah. Great. Not your fault that the person died. 5 days the person survived in the hospital, trying to stabilize him, so forth and so forth. The same situation that this man is talking about. You end up in a squabble with somebody that most likely was trying to harm you. Okay? Because based on what other people were saying, that they're saying that this Langsal is not a person that likes to go and cause trouble. He might talk plenty and all those kind of things there, but he's not a person that likes to cause trouble. If somebody coming after me, or somebody coming after my family, and they want to cause trouble, I will use whatever means necessary to prevent you from harming me or my family. It's not brain work. I will take jail if I have to on the basis of me defending my family. There's nowhere on earth I will be going to a funeral when I know I could be protecting my family right there. But in the situation in the hospital, no. He survived, the biker survived 5 days in the hospital. They didn't have the resources. He ended up passing away. Imagine they were going to send him overseas so that we could then send him to a better hospital that has better resources to pretty much give him a fighting chance of survival. This individual survived 8 days in the hospital. 8 days in the hospital. So it's not the individual in question. I don't know why they're charging him for murder. It should be at least manslaughter, you know, because he did not die. 8 days he survived in the hospital according to what this individual is saying right there. Yet still they want to charge him for murder. Really? What? Now, brothers and sisters, I like to make sense out of nonsense. I like to make sense. Now, if you disagree with me, tell me why you disagree with me. Leave that in the comment box below. Let's continue.
All the posting, the man is a murderer. The man kill all the man a murder charge. You check, dog, that don't supposed to be. That don't make no sense. The man don't murder nobody.
But it might have been, and I don't want to say this, but I'm saying based on logic. He was a person who was very vocal, especially about the establishments. Somebody who was very vocal, from my understanding, about the establishments, and most likely the individuals who are part of the establishment probably decide, hey, let us put that on him. Because it doesn't make sense as according to what he's saying right there. Now, I understand that you might not say it's your words versus that person's words. Well, you know what was happening? You know? Based on people who actually knew this guy, he says not an individual looks into trouble or gets into trouble with people. Somehow people hearing that he took the life of somebody else. But that is not the case. That is not the case at all. So how on earth they charge him for a murder charge? I don't get it right there. Maybe manslaughter, yes, but even on the manslaughter, he did not die under the man's account. Or maybe it's me that have it twisted, because I find logically that doesn't make any sense at all. He survived 8 days in the hospital. Don't you blame the hospital for not having the equipments and the resources? Who do we blame for this? A man, on the basis of what he's saying right there, is defending himself against another man who most likely had a stab in his hand. That man end up knocking that person out, or whatever means knocking that person out. Maybe that person has certain issues or whatever. You don't know. Circumstances can tend to happen. Sometimes you defend yourself. That person maybe have some kind of issues in their blood or whatever. And you knock that person in the wrong place and bow. But the person survived for 8 days in the hospital. In the very hospital that lacks equipment and proper equipment. Who do you blame for this, brothers and sisters? Let's use logic here. Who do you blame for that? Do you blame the nurses and doctors? Who do you blame? Do you blame the minister of health for this? For not providing adequate, the people paying monies, but not providing adequate resources to keep people alive? Who do you blame for this? Just like when I look at the situation involving the accident in La Plaine, I think it was, the plane crash in La Plaine. Who do you blame for this? It was stated there was a flare in the sky. And it's like about a day and a half or 2 days later, they decide to go up there. Huh? I might not know the full story now, but I found it very interesting. Who do you blame for this? We lack the resources here, and we don't hold our government account to say, hey, we need this done. We need this here. We need to have this equipment here. We need to have better training to be able to handle certain circumstances. None of this is happening in Dominica. Man surviving, reaching the hospital, and they don't make it out of the hospital. And then you charging man for murder. That's something else. Let's continue.
You said, the man defend himself. I don't know you. So do right, you still wrong then. I don't understand. The man defend health. The man go hospital, the man die 8 days after in the hospital. So all you guys like to play the blame game then. Nobody don't take wrong, man. Nobody don't take the blame. The man die 8 days in the hospital actually, the man. You say?
It's a possibility. I'm not saying based off the squabble that happened that whatever injuries was put on the man could have definitely caused that, but the man survived 8 days. And the hospital have the necessary resources to reciprocate or bring the where we be really. Brothers and sisters, let's think about this logically. Just like I mentioned, the biker part, it wasn't his fault. Yes, he should have his helmet and so forth and so forth. Yes, the man survived 5 days in the hospital. If we had the necessary resources and equipments, we wouldn't need to try to send him overseas. It would be right here in Dominica. Isn't that the same situation for this man right there? 8 days he survived in the hospital. If we had the necessary resources and equipments. So who do we blame? Who do you blame for this? Who?
Hospital kill the man. Don't scare it kill the man. Because he failed the people and the citizens though.
I can't say that's far-fetched, brothers and sisters. Remember when Scary came in front of the people of I think you sent Joe or whoever. Come and say, I can send my children overseas. I can send my family members. I can send my people overseas for better medical attention. And then he asked them, what about you? He's asking the very people who elect him to do things for them in the medical fraternity, economical fraternity, and just name it, agricultural fraternity. Do things. He's asking them, what about you then? Who do you blame for the lack? Who do you blame for it, brothers and sisters? Who? I remember a particular musician went to the hospital around 3 a.m. in the morning. And he's saying on the video, I'm not in the politics business, but it is very political when you don't have the necessary training resources. When I say resources, I'm talking about the manpower versus the equipment power as well. These factors are necessary for the hospital, and it doesn't have it. Who do you blame when certain things happen, brothers and sisters, and certain things do happen? There have been a number of persons, one specific one I can think of a girl who went into the hospital pregnant, and both she and her baby died. Who do you blame? Yes, certain things tend to happen, but it's not on the necessities of certain things happening. And we don't say that these situations don't happen overseas. We don't say these things. But we know that we are lacking equipment in Dominica that is responsible for the Minister of Health and for Scarrett himself to ensure that Dominica has. We don't have it. Then who do you blame when people go to the hospital and they do not come out alive? I remember a particular individual went in for a hand surgery. Not life-threatening, brothers and sisters. A hand surgery the man going for. And the man didn't come out. It's best he had chop his hand out. It's best he had chop out his hand. I think Triple K have a song. If your leg do something, chop it out. Maybe that was applicable to him. I'm not saying literally do that, brothers and sisters. But Magwesa, you go inside the hospital for a hand surgery and you don't come out alive. When you know about the whole circumstances with different people, I remember my friend came down, she's a nurse in Canada, come down to Dominica, see the state of her grandmother. Boy, tell you boy, asking the other intern students to help her because the doctors and the nurses, they didn't want to help her. She called names when I did that video. I did the video, you know. Yes. I did the video, brothers and sisters, on that. And nobody takes the blame. Nobody takes the blame, bro. That is something else, ain't it? I think that's something else.
We should have proper health care. Because we fail the people and the citizens, though. We should have proper health care.
Facts.
You check? That's not the hospital up there, that's a cemetery.
People always say the MURD3R3R. Why do we call it the MURD3R3R? I remember one particular family member of mine who is prominent in society stated that if he's sick and falls short and has to go to the Dominica hospital, he would rather stay at his home and die. At least he knew he'd die in peace, my God. The hospital isn't a place that's supposed to help you. When the person's saying they'd rather stay at their home and die in peace. And that was a long time ago, you know. It is still prevalent today. The man survived 8 days in the hospital. Now they're charging a man for self-defense, giving him a murder charge. Something else.
You check right there now, bro.
We don't blame the officials for not having the necessary equipments. And I keep bringing it back to the biker again. They wanted to fly the biker out so that he can receive better medical attention. Because Dominica doesn't have the better medical attention. When we will learn, brothers and sisters, this is not me against the government, you know. This is me against what the government is not doing. Yet still they come in and say they can send the people overseas for better. And the people will still clap. Yay! They clapped. Aye, aye, aye. Basically.
Oh no, so the man was supposed to be in jail. You check, the man was supposed to have no murder charge. That don't make no sense in my brain. You check, all you have 7-8 days for you to cut the man's head wherever he's bleeding in his head and extract the blood. All you do have no equipment, no tools. So once somebody go up there, they die. You check, and you got people murdering people.
Guys, is what he's saying there holds some weight and truth? Is it? Now keep in mind, brothers and sisters, I'm not excusing the situation that have happened. But I know personally, if I am defending myself, I'll do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to ensure that I do not have to be burying any family member of mine. No, I'd rather take jail than to see my family members burying and saying, "Alas, alas, that person." And sometimes the person that do the harm, and the boy. If this was you, brothers and sisters, what would you have done? What would you have done in that circumstance right there? And we're talking about the hospital again. And I will still bring back this video.
20 years of your life gone. You will now 6%.
Bring it back.
Somebody you
Bring
was
it
dead.
back.
20 years of your life gone. You will now 6%. You feel like somebody you was dead. You're not feeling like somebody robbed you of a life that God gave you to live in your own land.
Don't you feel like that, brothers and sisters? But the amount of people that could have been alive today. The amount of people that could have been alive today. We have a nicer looking building, but a worse medical care in Dominica. In the history of Dominica, I'm talking about, you know. Can you imagine? We have modernization of buildings. In Portsmouth, they have a building called the Smart Hospital. That are the basis of the necessary equipment that would help the people, you know. But because we have motion sensor lights and what AC can do, and they will tell people that they only will tell people that they don't think has proper head. They would never tell people who have brain about Smart Hospital because they have motion sensor lights. We have a nicer looking building that can be compared to first world countries, true. But the health care of that building is worse. Better we have stayed with the old Brogodo buildings that we had before. We would have better medical attention, though. We have better equipments. We have all these things. You and the Prime Minister talking about HIFU. The same HIFU that was rejected by all other countries. Probably the only one other place that has it. Because it's not an accurate reading. It's not. But he will come and tell people because they don't know. They do not know about it. And as a result of people's ignorance. This is why there's no debates, brothers and sisters. This is why there's a number of things. And I understand things from a global reasoning, you know. From a global standpoint. When you see there's a lack of certain things and you realize, but wait a while, the outcome of a lack of certain things create a downtrodden society. What do you think when you see that in a number of places that certain things elevate or they go down? For example, debates in elections. That is no more in Dominica. You know why I also saw that? In the scientific communities in the United States. When they had the whole vax situation, brothers and sisters. When they had that, the scientists were not debating. They were just pushing things on people and telling you, take that. That is what we say. And telling you to obey the science without no debating whatsoever. Anyways, brothers and sisters, let me continue right there. I saw this sentiment that was sent to me. I can't remember who sent it to me, but kudos to the individual right there. Letter to the editor, whoever the editor is. Of course, this person is saying, I am angry. I am mad and I vex. I have been angry, fully angry for months. He say, quick, take it easy before you get cancer. Eh? And you know, anger can cause cancer, stress and this kind of thing. Weigh your body down. Make sure you sleep. Don't be angry. Don't too angry for months, alas. Go to the beach. Go and soak a little. Go to, what is it name again? Cruise. Or the sulfur spas, tears. Go there and take a soak. You can't be mad for months like that. You will quaver your own self. It's very interesting that you're making other people make you mad. And these people, sometimes they don't care. While you getting sick. You know what energy is, brothers and sisters, and proper cycling of energy in your body? You don't know? Well, I do it. So I have my advice to use. Take it easy. This person is mad and vexed for many months. Why is it that people who cause fatal road accidents are not held accountable? That is a good question right there. The situation with the biker. And there's another one, you know, brothers and sisters. I think another young man passed away as a result of that. I think the father spoke to me on that. And I think they just buried the individual the other day, I think, or maybe that was another accident. But when the vehicles are not paying attention, they're not looking at their mirrors, they're not looking back, they're just swerving. And certain things are happening and you don't know the bikers are coming and bow. Happened to Pat. It happened to Pat, brothers and sisters. Why isn't that the individual was responsible for fatal road accidents are not held accountable or responsible? Driving while intoxicated is another situation right there. That's something that I also heard, that the individual was intoxicated. And it's interesting that somebody met me talking about why we don't advocate for people to stop ride bikes. Why don't we advocate for people to stop driving intoxicated, to pay attention while they're driving? No? Maybe. You know how many lives have been lost? Bruh. Why is it that we don't hold these individuals accountable? Driving while intoxicated is a hell of a thing, but it's an offense nonetheless. Taking someone's life while doing so should be dealt with seriously by law. Sometimes the very law tries to protect the very people themselves. Remember the situation that took place with Scared Son? You remember that situation? What has happened? I heard that they flew him out one time. Not saying that he willfully did this. Not saying anything of that sort. But they flew him out, brothers and sisters. Has he ever stepped foot back in Dominica to face any sort? But they're holding this man responsible for the life, even though the man survived 8 days on the basis of defense, self-defense, according to this individual right there, the individual that I was speaking a while ago. Anyways, why are we failing the families of these innocent people who fall victim to these rude incidences? One of the most recent fatalities left me so angry, mad and vexed. And we, the people, need to apply pressure. Why should we, the people, need to apply pressure when the authorities need to know what to do? But then again, who is holding the authorities? The very people. Therefore, the people need to apply pressure. Boy, I tell you, that is a kind of a thing. When the authorities know that they are in authority to do certain things, they are not doing it. The people themselves has to hold these authorities accountable. And the people themselves not doing it. How on earth we expect to find justice for the innocent? Oh. But the people need to apply pressure and not be quiet about this. A young lady who is a Facebook personality content creator drove past a stop sign and hit someone's innocent little one. Someone's father, which resulted in death. Not saying that this personality was one of the individuals trying to do something. You ran a stop sign, and as a result of running the stop sign, somebody died. But nothing has happened on that merit. Very interesting. Eyewitnesses' accounts stated that the female driver attempted to drive off and was stopped by the very people in that area. Shocked, maybe one of the things, but deliberately trying to drive off. Oh no, sorry, deliberately trying to remove your number plate and break the headlights, make it seem as though the biker hit you, is crazy work right there. And the person is talking about DBN. I am disgusted. Dominica breaking news. I am disgusted. So that is yet another situation. Dominicans, when will we learn? Huh? When will we hold the officials accountable? When will we hold certain people accountable to the things that are being done in Dominica? When? We don't talk, huh? Well, I'll continue talking on things changes are made. You know, that's what I do, bro. I continue and make things aware. Make things aware. But indeed, that is indeed crazy work. Right, ain't it? Crazy work. But hey, guys. Hopefully something is done. And we can only hope for the best in that regard right there. Brothers and sisters, anyways, just to lighten the mood, we saw Polo on the phone. Brothers and sisters. Polo on the phone making noise right now. All right. Let's see if we can lighten the mood a little. You know, too much stress, not good. Huh? But why they give Polo phone for? Huh? Polo have a year supply of free calls or something?
That woman in Maho, she frightened me on Saturday, and she looking like she don't want me to come and nobody don't to help in the house.
So why she in the house for Polo?
She lazy in the morning, she don't want to wake up and do nothing.
So why she in the house for?
All she want to do is smoke marijuana and do magic, caution with herself.
In your house, Polo? Basically.
What would you like the police to do?
I want them to come and give her warning because she frightened me on Saturday that past day in the market.
Stop frightening Polo, please. Okay? Stop frightening Polo. Polo get flow call. Boy.
And I leave the market compound for her and I got my business and she following me. No. When you hear she die in my home, just know it's me. Because I'm a murderer, I am there.
Polo, behave yourself for me, please, eh? Behave yourself. You have a problem with people, go to the authorities, say, hey, look, so and so. She don't help in your house, she lazy and she's smoking in Mary Jane. Polo, do not find yourself in trouble for people. You, if you decide to go in after the person, you have no excuse. If something happened to the person, you have no excuse, Polo. You take jail. And they say you would enjoy yourself, but I myself, we leave that alone. Eh? Let me leave that well alone, brothers and sisters. But Polo, please behave yourself right there. Brothers and sisters, what are your thoughts on the situation right there? Who do you blame for certain circumstances? Who do you blame for that? Who do you blame, brothers and sisters? Who do you blame? Let me play that video again one more time.
20 years of your life gone. You look out 16, 17, and you don't feel like somebody around you one day.
One day. Might be too late, but still one day. The people will learn. What are your thoughts, brothers and sisters? Give this video a thumbs up if you understand it, if you want to see more. Definitely subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get the latest vibrations. When they do, definitely tend to come through. Right, it's about Mystelics once again, guys. Be real. Salute the king always. Don't forget to do what? Click the thumbs up button and subscribe for more. But Father. Be real, brothers and sisters. Be positive.